Well, this morning I'd like to talk about the Chock winch ropes. Now, I want to talk about what they are, what they do, how we manufacture them, and how come we manufacture and export these expensive things into northern China. So the first thing is that we manufacture the whole thing here in Burnby. We have our CNC machines that manufacture the componentry, our sling shop which does the forging and assembly of them and packaging of them, ready to be exported. Now, it's a special application for our Superflex cable. That's how we come to be doing it. And the story is that about 15 years ago I was approached by a manufacturer in Newcastle and asked if we could manufacture Superflex cable suitable for their underground chock moving machines. And they were manufacturing these moving machines in the Newcastle area. And so at the time I didn't recommend Superflex, but they said we'll give it a try anyways, and it did work. And following on that successful trial of the cable, we then had to develop a special fitting for the end, because underground mining requires fittings with no aluminium. They have to be all steel. So we developed the all steel fitting, and we'll see the manufacturing of these things before long. And this company in Newcastle bought a few off us from time to time. But the next thing we knew, we were getting inquiries out of northern China, Shaanxi province in China. And what had happened was this company had exported some machines to the world's biggest coal mine in China, and these had the Chock winch ropes on them, and that's how they got to be known in China. And since then we've exported these things 100 or 200 at a time to China for something like 10 years. So that's what they are, what they do, how we manufacture them, how we got into the business. So they're overall, they are used in the underground mining operations called longwall mining, and the machines that move the chocks need the Chock winch ropes to shift the chocks. Relatively simple operation, but only Superflex will do it. This is the CTX 420. It's a German machine tool again, and this produces all of the parts and fittings for our slings. So Glenn operates this all the time, and it works almost constantly making parts for our slings.
Okay, so as Raymond was saying, this is a CTX 420. I think it was purchased back in 2009. I looked it up. It's capable of having 12 different tools in the carousel. The problem with the tooling is you have to tell the machine exactly where it is. If you mess up one measurement, it can cost you a lot of money because it'll crash. Today we're making a product called a 10-0 biff, which is for our Chock winch ropes that go over to China. So we start off with a material, it's a length material. That's a 1020 bright bar. So it's a very basic mild steel bright bar. So, and then what this machine will do, it can only do the ends at a time. So we'll do one end at a time. It'll flatten it off, do the outside, and if you can see inside there, they've got little teeth. That helps when you swage onto the cable. They act like teeth, and they bite into the cable. So once one end is done, we flick it round, we do the other end, and then it goes off to another CNC machine. So I'll start it up and I'll show you how it runs. So we put the bar in, it pushes into a stop. So it's a predetermined length. Okay, from that machine, once we've done both ends, to finish the fitting off, we have to put it into this machine here, which is the NEF 320. It's still a CNC machine, but it's a lot more basic than that one. This only uses one cutter at a time, so it's a lot harder to crash it. So from there we bring it over, we put it into the machine. Tighten up the tailstock so it's got to wobble everywhere. Again, we have to use coolant. The coolant is an oil-based, water-soluble product. It lubricates the cutting edge as the tool cuts, but it also keeps everything nice and cool. That's the quickest coolant. So if you want to come up here and have a bit of a closer look. So that's our finished product. Let's put a profile on it. So what that profile does is when in the next step you'll see when we bend them, they bend in the centre of the fitting, and then they actually heat it up and put a flat spot in there as well, which gives it extra strength for the final fitting.
This is fairly typical of the manufacture of parts using CNC machine tools. All around the world there are machine shops that do this sort of work. And the batches of stuff coming out always look much the same. You get hundreds or even thousands of components, all the same, all exactly the same size and shape. And the magic of CNC machine tools is what makes these possible. These machines are relatively slow compared to any high-speed machines, but even so, they still get through a lot of work. Yeah. Every single one of these is that process. And in the next section you'll see how these become an integral part in the Chock winch rope. These become the Chock winch ropes, the bifurcated fitting. What it's going to do is transfer the fitting you just saw at the machine shop, now hot, into this machine here, and it'll bend it. This is a 300-ton press converted into a bending machine.
Amazing.
Okay, so now we're going to assemble the bifurcated fitting onto the Chock winch cable and press it in the 600-ton press. Now we're going to press one side. Making sure the die's closed all the way. It's a three press stage. We'll turn him over and do the other side. Making sure that the tail's right in. Okay, and there we have the finished product pressed onto the Chock winch rope.